Now let's exactly move on. You touched upon self-sufficiency, at what cost, at what pace, how long. I think quickly we will go to the government idea on issues relating to policy. Let me introduce स्वामी जी आप रहेंगे क्योंकि we will get back to you with some questions mostly for you. I can already see before joining the webinar only there were questions for you, so we will take a separate day with you. Okay. Mr. Sudhanshu Pandey is currently the secretary for Department of Food and Public Distribution. Very relevant. I had recently we had met and made some recommendations for our business issues. At least they got resolved very quickly from our point of view. So I would think that the government has become very proactive, and it's very redeeming to see that industry can talk to government on online on the webinar instead of writing letters and following it up. I really like this change. That at least I try to mention that whatever be the government goals, industry would like to adapt and have similar goals as the government. Currently serving as additional secretary in Department of Commerce, he was responsible for India's trade policy, India's negotiations in WTO, G20, BRICS, UNCTAD, and SCO. In WTO, he was responsible for GATT, SPS, TRIPS, ASEM, and so many other areas of regional, trade and international trade related issues. He was responsible for framing policies and programs to promote India's export services. As chief negotiator for India, he was responsible for various multilateral, unilateral, bilateral trade negotiations, which are very important under COVID times, as you move and toggle between the issues pertaining to localization versus globalization. He has been recipient of Governor's Medal, Chief Minister's Gold Medal, National Award by Akhil Bharatiya Vidya Parishad. And in earlier assignments, he served as Principal Secretary of Finance, Principal Secretary Energy, Secretary Industry and Commerce. He was also the Managing Director of SIDCO. So I welcome you, and with your huge amount of experience in all trade and related issues with reference to food. Sir, I request you to continue with your presentation. You can take 10, 12, 30 minutes. Please, sir.
Thank you very much, and Sudhakar ji, and Pranam Swami ji, आपको बहुत मैं आपसे कई बार मुलाकात कर चुका हूँ. I don't know if you remember me, but I have met you at your ashram in Haridwar as well as a couple of times in Delhi. जी, धन्यवाद. So now I am going to focus on the topic that has been given for this webinar, where food security and government initiatives I am going to focus. And food security also is very closely linked with the oil security, which is vegetable oil are very important part of Indian food, and especially the Indian food habits are such that we use a lot of cooking oil into our food. So if you see on this scale, which is the FAO scale, on the left extreme you have the most secured spectrum, and at the other right extreme you have the highest food insecurity. And on this food insecurity experience scale, India figures in between. The COVID times are going to pose serious challenges not only in India but also globally. And there was recently an FAO report that about 250 million people are going to face situation of hunger. Next. Now, we are still far away from the problem of food security. About 820 million people still go hungry, and it is estimated that about 2 billion people across the world, they suffer from malnutrition. And paradoxically, on the other side, more than 2 billion have excess of food and food consumption, and therefore they suffer from non-communicable lifestyle diseases. Edible oils are very...
Can I take a minute? I think you need to change the slides, please.
We have changed the slide. Can you not see it?
We are still at the first one.
Yes.
Now we can. Now we can.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So the edible oils, they constitute very important part of our wholesome meal, especially in Asia, including in India. And in India, per capita consumption of edible oil is still low. We are consuming around 20 kg as against the world average of 30 kg. And as Swamiji said, even for this consumption, which is a low level of consumption, we are importing about 2/3 of our oil requirement, vegetable oil requirement from abroad. And while it is good to trade internationally, but for a country of the size of India, where you have 1.3 billion people, it is important to at least maintain a 80-20 ratio in your domestic production and imports. It cannot be just the other way. Next. If you see here on this slide, the World Hunger Index, the global hunger index, India figures at position 102 out of 117 countries, which is not a very good situation to be in, even though we question the methodology that the global hunger index uses, but still, by all standards, the largest number of malnutrition population, more than all LDCs put together, is in India. And therefore, for India, achieving self-sufficiency and domestic production becomes very important, because unless we produce and make it available at affordable price to our people, it will not be possible to actually fulfill their need. Next. You see, the next slide shows that not in very distant future, past, we have seen food riots, and food riots right from the beginning of the 20th century till as late as in Venezuela in 2017. And it is, as I said, expected that after COVID, around 250 million people will suffer from the hunger. Next. Now, what government is doing basically to deal with this situation? Government is trying to support farmer, because farmer is the backbone of Indian agriculture. And as Swamiji mentioned in his talk, we have to make him central to all initiatives that government is taking, because it is farmer who is going to produce, whether it is food grain or it is oil. How do we tweak our policies so that he can produce both to meet our requirement? That is a challenge, and that requires a balance. Next. If you see, when I'm talking of farmer, then this slide becomes very important, and very important from international perspective as well as domestic perspective. If you see the blue line there, then the support that we provide to Indian farmer compared to the support that they get globally in different countries, we have tried to present this picture. Indian farmer gets just $282 per annum support in India, whereas this figure is as high as over $61,000 a year per active farmer. Now, this is the kind of support many countries provide, and if you see, many countries, including some of the developing countries like South Korea, China, Brazil, they all offer more support to farmers, their farmers. And therefore, from the policy perspective, it is important that we provide greater support to the farmer. This is important. As part of that program to provide support to ensure food security, government brought in the Food Security Act in 2013. And if you see, thereafter, we have created a vast network to cover at least 75% of the rural population and 50% of the urban population to provide food grain support. And this is only through the procurement of 1/3 of the total food grain production which is happening. And this almost amounts to 55 million tons of food grains, which are distributed across India through 540,000 fair price shops, which are the distribution channel. The point that I'm going to make here is that the food security both for food grains and vegetable oil. So what we have done in case of food grains today, we are not only sufficient, we are also able to provide food grain support to some of the other countries who even at this time when I am speaking are demanding food grain from India, and we are in a position to provide that food grain support to them because we have adequate stocks of food grain available. Now, same situation India would like to be in respect of vegetable oils, who are also a very, very important part of Indian food habits, and therefore it is important that we now shift our focus on vegetable oils and make India, as I said, self-sufficient, but self-sufficient in positive sense, where we do not disturb the global market, but we are at least able to be in the ratio of 80-20. That is what our effort has to be. Next. Now, it is often discussed key provisions of NFSA. Now, it is often thought and it is often discussed that how this food program that India runs through 540,000 fair price shops is fair, transparent, targeted, and is able to serve. So for this, we are implementing one of the largest IT programs, which is end-to-end computerization of the entire supply chain. So when I am saying entire supply chain, it means from the procurement, when it happens at the farm gate, to the distribution to the final consumer, everything will be online, will be tracked, and would be available in public domain. And this is going to be based on Aadhaar-linked biometric authentication. So this is what is the game changer for the entire supply chain. Already we have done about 90% of the Aadhaar seeding for all ration card across India, 85% of the Aadhaar seeding at the consumer level of the PDS system, and 75% of the biometric authentication has happened. So another 25% are remaining, which we are targeting to complete in next 6 months' time. Now, I will not go into the strengths and weaknesses of the India's food security program. I will straight away come to the edible oil sector, where the national mission on edible oil is being put in place to restructure oil seeds and edible oil sector. Now, as I said, our overall during 1920 area under oil seed cultivation was about 25.50 million hectares, where the average productivity was about 1265 kg per hectare. This is where we need to step in. We need to increase not only area under cultivation, but also productivity levels have to go high if we were to meet competing demand on land from food grain as well as oil seed. Our developmental efforts have led to expansion of, as Swamiji said, palm oil from 8,585 hectares in 1991-92 to current about 350,000 hectares by the end of 2050, which is a very, very large expansion which has happened. But our productivity is much lower than Malaysia as well as Indonesia. And therefore, we have to work on the productivity component at a very, very on scientific basis. What we have seen that the palm oil sector involves long-term investment. Its return on investment comes from 6th year onward, and productivity level increase also needs a lot of. It also has some pollution effect. It's considered to be one of the polluting industry, and therefore making it sustainable, making that investment also becomes important. We want to increase area under cultivation by about 23%, increase productivity by about 25%, and overall production increase by about 55%. Now, on the next slide, I want to highlight one, since our friends from Malaysia, Indonesia are also there. Now, what goes in their favor is that palm oil yield is about 4 tons per hectare, as against other oils which yield just about 400 kg per hectare. And therefore, when it comes to competition between the two and the price in the market, oil from the palm oil scores and it becomes much competitive and much cheaper. And here lies the challenge. And unless we ourselves invest in the palm oil production, we will not be able to completely achieve oil self-sufficiency. Now, the COVID scenario, as was mentioned by Sudhakarji right in the beginning, it's about threat and opportunity. It's threat for many sectors, like we are talking on webinar today. So otherwise it used to happen in a hotel, it used to involve travel of people, it used to involve business for the hotel industry, for the civil aviation industry. But today, all that business is gone. Literally, the hospitality industry across the world is crippled. But for IT industry and for video platforms, this is a huge opportunity. So what I am going to request at the end in this slide, that oil constitute a very, very important part of Asian diet, including Indian diet. And therefore, the agricultural policies on trade side, policies on the oil mix side, as to what kind of, because India uses a lot of ghee also, which is animal fat, and a lot of ghee from cow especially, and that is also part of the diet, and it substitutes in many homes which traditionally used to use either mustard oil or ghee. No other oil was being used. But in the commercial sector, use of palm oil is maximum, which cannot be substituted. It will continue to be there for the confectionery industry and the commercial sector. So my request to all present here is going to be that self-sufficiency should not be a threat to anybody. It's a win-win situation for all in times to come. It gives, when the computers came, then everyone thought that they will lose the job. I'm ending. Everyone will lose the job. But computers have created more jobs for a lot of new category of people. And therefore, what happens with the change in the approach, in the diet habits, food requirement, that everybody changes and adjusts to the requirements. And we live in a world where each one of us, in some way or the other, remains dependent on each other. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you very much, Sudhanshuji. That was massive. That shows how massive the job is. But let me score my points. We would like to work with you for a right strategy approach for our industry. Sir, it's always consumer or farmer, I think at some stage we would like to say industry also first. So industry has to become profitable, and I think then only we can help a lot of activities co-opting. I like what you said when I spoke to you. The industry and government have a symbiotic relationship. I think what we should see common goal. Second is please take care of all these treaties, sir. You're the expert in WTO, SAFTA, and all that stuff. What we want is a level playing field. We can't have, of course, it is all stopped thanks to you now, thanks to the government. But once in a while, healthy business environment, we are willing to compete and give the massive supply chain all the way from the origin plantations to the shelves in India. We believe we as an industry have a role to play. We will come to you in case we have any troubles once in a while. Thank you very much. Let me move on